Hi everyone, Narendra here. In this session, let's discuss about record class in Java. This is a very important feature which is introduced by Oracle in Java 14 release as a preview feature. Even in Java 15 also they have released as a preview feature. Preview feature means it is a temporary feature they have added. It is not final feature. But from Java 17 onwards, they have declared it's a final feature. In Java 16 they have fixed some issues. In Java 17 record class is a final feature. However, let's understand why this record class and how to use it. What is the importance of it? It will be really useful. I'm going to explain with a demo example. Okay, let's see. You heard about the poser class, right? The importance of poser class in any Java applications, right? So what it is doing, we are having some properties and setter getter methods, even toString equals whatever methods we need, and those poser class it's like a carrier class, right? It is transferring data from one module to another module. We can say one layer to another layer, right? Suppose, let's understand why this record class is important. Okay, suppose we are the client. Okay, we requested some data which is present in the DB. Okay, we requested to the server will communicate to DB and will fetch the asked data, and the data will come to client, and the data will come as a JSON object, and it will be converted, the data converted to JSON object in meanwhile, and it will come to the client. Here our pojo class we need the middle layer classes. Okay, so in that pojo class, what is the problem? It is we are writing some more boilerplate, more code, boilerplate code, right? And even you heard about lombok, it which is introduced in spring boot, right? Here there we no need to write lot of code like setter getter, we can escape, right? So that even lombok also we are using some boilerplate code, but in this record it is possible to write that same pojo class even by using 2 3 lines, even one line I will show you. Okay, how to write that. Okay, so let's understand what is this record class. Okay, before that, what I will do, for example, if we'll take any class, suppose I will say a employee class. Okay, I will say it is demo, and here I will create a employee pojo class. Okay, let's see what is the problem with the pojo. So I will say employee, I will declare I will initialize two parameter like employee ID, int emp ID, and I will take employee name. Just two parameter I will take, employee ID and employee name, two properties. And what we need a parameterized constructor, right? Let's generate that. Source generate constructor using field. Okay, this is our parameter constructor to initialize these properties. And what we need setter and getters. Okay, so I wanted to create a immutable pojo class. Okay, immutable class. So in that case, I am only generating only getter. I don't want to modify the properties, only getter I will generate. Okay, so what I will do, I will create an object of this class employee e1 equal to new employee. So I need to pass this employee ID and name, right? I will pass, let's say employee ID is 123 and name as Naren. I created an object and I pass the values. Now what I will do, I will print e1 dot get name. So if you run it, it is giving the name, right? If you print, the object, I wanted to print id and name both, but it is printing like this, right? We need to override toString method. Okay, let's generate that toString method because it is printing the reference. So we need to override explicitly toString method. Generate toString method. Okay. Now if we run, it is giving me the whole object. Let's remove this. It's simple, right? So suppose I am having another object like this, and I will say it is E2, and I will pass same ID is 1 2 3 and Naren, same value I am passing. And what I want, I wanted to compare it. E1 dot equals E2. So E1 is 1 2 3 Naren and E2 also 1 2 3 Naren. I am comparing whether it is equals or not. So if we run, it will give false. Why? Because we are not overriding the equals method, and they are using the overridden equals method by object class, which is referring a reference comparing. It is not comparing the value, it is comparing the E1 reference where the object is present with E2 reference. E1 present in a location, E2 present in a location. That location address it is comparing. Obviously that address will be, it is not same, it is different. So to make it compare the real comparison, we need to override that equals method. So how to override equals method? And we can override equals and hash code method here as well. Whenever we are overriding equals method, hash code method, we need to override. That contract is there. You go through some other videos of mine, you will get it. Okay. So we overridden now. What it is doing, this logic, it is comparing the real value. Okay. This hash code method also we need. So that is a separate story. What is equals and hash code method? You can go through other video, you will get it more. Okay. So here what I'm trying to say, just for this project class of two variables, import employee ID and employee name, how many lines I wrote? You see, I started from 5th line and I have ended with 45, maybe some 44. Okay. So almost 40 lines of code, I can say it is there. Some blank spaces is there, right? This 40 lines of code, it is like more boilerplate code. If we, instead of using this class, if I use record, it is possible in one line. What I will do, this class I don't want to use. I will use record feature now. I will write like this: record. Record is a keyword. Record, I will say employee. Okay. I will say record employee, and I will mention like what are the field we need. I will say int emp id, comma, string emp name. That's all, man. No need to write that 40 lines of code. I wrote only one lines of code. And now you see, it is giving true. That means implicitly it is overriding that equals method. Even if we'll try to print E1 toString method also, equals method they have implicitly overridden. Also see one by one. So E1, this is also printing the real value. Two string methods also, they have implicitly overridden, and equals hash code method also overridden. Okay, so that's all. This is the record class. How simple, in one line code. Okay, so suppose you wanted to you were creating some object, right? I will say like so here there is a parameterized constructor, implicitly it is there. That's what, if you write that parameterized constructor here, it is not recommended to write. You see, if I'll try to generate a parameterized constructor, it will say it's not right way. Generate a constructor using field, it will, that id itself it's saying the generate constructor using field operation is not applicable to record. It is not recommended, but I am trying to explain. Let create a, implicitly it is there, let me define explicitly. I will define this parameterized constructor int emp id comma string name, emp name. So what I will do, emp id equal to this dot emp id, I have to initialize, right? This dot emp id equal to emp id, and this dot employee name equal to emp name. Some spelling mistake. Okay, so this is a parameterized constructor which is implicitly there. Once again I declared here, we are not getting any error. No, it is referring now this one. So why actually this type of constructor is known as canonical constructor. It is already there, the this parameters and name already there. Once again we are, that parameter we are repeating here, right? So this type of constructor is known as canonical constructor. Okay, suppose I wanted to put some validations in this class, like the id, if id is 0, I will say it is not a valid id. Okay, employee id cannot be 0, something like that. So how to put that validation, we can put here. So let's write a compact canonical constructor. So the words is something odd to you, but you will be like later you will be understand, like, okay, don't be confused. Okay, so what I will do, even I will write validation here. I will write if employee id equal to 0, then I will write throw new illegal argument exception. I will pass a user defined message like 0 can be an employee id, something like that. So if we'll pass here 0 and trying to create a, let me remove other object, don't be confused. Okay, I'm just creating a object and I'm just trying to print it. That's all. That's it. So now that validation, you are passing 0, it is showing that validation 0 can be an employee id. We are throwing an illegal argument exception. So this kind of validation, if you wanted to provide, then this constructor will be useful. But let this is canonical constructor, as I told, right? Let remove this. Why will repeat? We'll remove this. We'll write a compact canonical constructor, and we no need to explicitly initialize. Already it is taking care. This line is already implicitly there, right? Okay. Now let pass a valid value. Now it is working, and if we'll give 0, we'll see that error message. You see, 0 can be employee ID. So this is a constructor. This type of constructor is known as compact canonical constructor. So this is a record class, okay? And if you wanted to extend any other class, it's not possible. Extends, suppose we are having a class, other class, I will say ABC. Any name I can give. Okay, ABC class is there. I wanted to extend ABC. We cannot extend any other class to this record class. Why? Because this record class already implicitly it is extending another record class by Oracle people. So you know Java multiple inheritance is not possible. We cannot extend multiple classes. Already one classes it is extending. How will extend? You cannot do that. You see, this ABC is a other class, right? You can extend from here. This is a demo. This is a other class. It is not a record class. You can extend, no error. But if you try to extend here, you will get error. You can implement a interface, no issues. You can implement a interface. Let's say a predefined interface, clonable. I can implement any number of interfaces, no problem. But you cannot extend. This is important. Some of the things we need to know, some of the points, okay, in record class you cannot extend. And you know, by default, as I told, this is a immutable class. Immutable means you cannot modify it. That means all the data member is by default private and final. Okay, and they don't have setter method. You see, you cannot call get setter method. If I'll say e1 dot set, we don't have. Even we don't have getter method. Setter getter is not there. If you wanted to access this employee ID or employee name, will just you type employee name. There is a employee name method. It's like a getter method, but as we don't have set, we don't have get also. But if you wanted to access, just employee name. For reading simplify, how it is easy and how we are not using those boilerplate code. We want the name, we'll just e1 dot employee name. We don't have a setter getter concept here. Okay, for this 0 we are getting error. If we give a valid ID, we are able to print that Naren. Okay, so getter method we don't have. Implicitly accessible method is there, like object name that parameter name, like this is like a getter method. And all methods are final and private. You cannot modify any of the values or properties. And even this class itself, this record class itself, final. Implicitly it is final. We cannot extend this record class to any other class. We cannot write here employee. You see, it is mentioned, right? Record final and cannot be extended. Employee of demo, a record class is final. We cannot extend it. So these are the important points we should know about record class. And we can declare a static method, a non-static method. I can say like public static void, I will say ABC method. We can have static method. Okay, I can write something. We can have static method. Even we can have non-static method, no problem. We can have. And inside a record even we can have static variable, static int equal to int a equal to 10. It's possible, static variable is there, but we cannot create a non-static variable. You remember it. Okay, we'll get error. So these are the important points you need to remember. Okay, you see, record is a special type of class which is help to create data carrier class of for immutable data. We don't want to modify those data, we want to transfer one layer to another layer. And record class is final, that means no other class can be extended in the record class. And record class implicitly extended from another record class, so we cannot extend it. All the fields is by default private and final. And record class implicitly they are giving hash code equals to string implementations. We can write a static method, we can write an instance method, we can write a static variable, but we cannot create a instance variable. So these are the important points. So you see how this record class is easy, and we are not using those boilerplate code. Okay, in Java 16 and 17, Java 17 they have finalized it. It's a very important feature, we should know all these things. If you really feel it's a good video and you understood something, please like my videos and comment, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe it. Okay, I given lot of effort to make you understand, so please subscribe it. And if you have any doubt, please comment me or email me, I will respond. Thank you so much for your time. Let's meet in other videos. Okay, thank you.